Well, next we have JJK episode 14, Fluctuations. Well, we were told by the manga readers all year pretty much that the Shibuya arc would be freaking amazing. And it is. I'm really, really enjoying it. And we've had a bunch of back-to-back action-packed episodes. It's really been a joy. But things aren't looking good for the quote unquote good guys. I don't think there's any good guys in JJK really. Um, I don't. I think they're all fucking murderers. But it is what it is. Um, but honestly, this episode kind of keeps up that theme of being very fast paced. So we open up with Mei Mei inside of the smallpox curse's domain, and it successfully trapped her. And what are we calling this boy? How do you
It's
say his
wee
name?
wee.
Wee wee.
Wee wee.
Okay. We speaking French now. Um,
I think they are actually halfway, or they try to be, you
shit.
know.
Okay.
So
Yeah. So like the curse, if the curse successfully traps her in or under, it's in the coffin and then under the rock for 3 seconds. Um, you pretty much catch the disease and die almost instantly. But Mei Mei is an actual psychopath. I think is it a narcissist? Yeah, she's a narcissist. She asks Wee Wee, are you ready to die for me? And I think that's all that Wee Wee is there for. Like he's like the sacrifice. Um, so he
yeah.
makes Wee Wee attack to
the, the
be
damn
bait.
sister complex, bro. I hate that shit. You know he's gonna die for her.
Oh yeah, she just wanted to hear it. But and of course he says yes. It is what it is. And Wee Wee makes himself the target, and then Mei Mei is able to kill the curse once she's focused on him, and she uses new shadow style simple domain.
Oh no, so that's what Wee Wee uses. He uses like
Ah,
a new. It's called New Shadow Style, which is like a It's kind of like a simple domain. It's kind of like that. It's not actually using a domain.
mm-hmm.
It's just using a domain that's not his in order to I guess kind of negate or something like that in the domain.
Yeah, they had briefly gone over simple domains. It kind of
Yeah.
yeah, it makes people vulnerable to attacks in some way. I don't remember exactly how.
Yeah, I was Dan was the one that kind of got that more. It was during the Mechamaru stuff, and I didn't really understand the whole simple domain concept as well as he did. So
Yeah, JJK at times can be a little complicated. I won't lie. But yeah, either way, the small packs pox wow curse came back, and Mei Mei ends up killing it for the second time using her kamikaze bird strikes. And yeah, they get out of the domain to see Ghetto waiting on them.
yeah, and so basically she just killed the smallpox stuff and hops out the domain. Is like, it's time to go to town on Ghetto, and they made quick work of that. But unfortunately, we don't get to see Ghetto and them fight, which I'm not sure how that would go. Honestly, I don't think May May and them's got it in them. To be
Nah,
fair,
they ain't
so
got it like that. Definitely not.
um, but then we actually get into Nanami, Maki, and Nabito, I think. Maybe,
Nabito,
possibly.
yeah, I don't, yeah. Well, let's go.
So during the episode, if I say drunk guy, this is who I'm talking about. The old guy, the gray haired guy with the funny looking mustache. That's drunk guy.
Yeah, and he's like the Zenin leader, right?
Yeah, he's the Zinning head of house or whatever. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. Basically, they're walking and down to where they assume Gojo is or whatever, and they're talking about Gojo being sealed up, and the Zinning head leader is like, I'll be happy. I'll have a toast if Gojo is successfully sealed and all that stuff. Why do you think that he wants the clan to fail? Really?
Well, out of the top 6 clans, I believe it is, I think they're all, like, vying for power. And I think if, like, the Gojo clan, like, loses Gojo, Satoru Gojo, they're gonna be pretty much toppled. Like, he's their shining star. Like, he has their most powerful 2 abilities, and that only happens every few hundred years. So I think they would lose their position in the Jujutsu world after that, and probably more power for the Zenin clan.
But then again, on top of that, this shit is happening because the Gojo clan has been, put under for now. The Zenings ain't got it like that. You know what I mean?
Well, he's probably just being selfish.
Yeah.
It's politics,
He's
so, like,
drunk, so
people usually don't in politics, people usually are not looking out for the whole group.
yeah. And we get into Nanami walking down there, and Maki, is a student and she's not very powerful. And this dude is drunk, like I said. Uh he's very drunk, and Nanami's just like, I think this is one of those times I'd be better off fighting by myself. And I was just thinking to myself, man, if this ain't foreshadowing, like, this is crazy. If this is foreshadowing Nanami to die, I'm gonna be sad as hell if this happens.
Yo, I
So
was really worried about that too. Yeah. I was like, this is the shit people say before they die, like, for real.
yeah. And so they keep on going. They run into the a red cursed womb monster. And apparently this drunk guy, the head of the Zenin clan, is strong and fast. And basically uh does his technique, but we don't really know a lot about it at the time, and uses it to punch him and makes him spit out a shit ton of skeletons everywhere. So this thing is like ate a lot of people apparently. And it goes through its little spiel, its little monologue thing, and actually transforms into a stronger curse after, like, remembering that Hanami ended up getting killed. I guess maybe he had a tie to Hanami. And he's basically able to conjure water and floods the whole place basically. And with that water, which kind of makes it hard to do anything, fight and stuff like that. So, and this is where we start to get a little crazy, just a little bit. So the drunk guy, the head of the Zenin clan, he starts talking about frames and animation, and he's like, how much do you think it costs,
How many frames do you think's in a second of animation, which is typically 24 if we're talking
yeah.
about anime? Yeah.
And I thought
So
he was making like a fourth wall joke or something, kind
that's
of.
what I thought too. Because even before I got to watch the episode, like, I was like on Twitter, and like I saw like a clip of it, and I don't mind like watching clips of it. Like,
Yeah.
if I can tell, like, it's not. It's actually screenshots, so I feel much better with screenshots. And I was like, dude's kind of spitting about modern day animation. Like, all this frame interpolation is really, yeah, it's a problem on my TV. The soap opera effect. I was like, this dude is spitting, but come
Yeah.
to find out, he's actually just like talking about his fucking powers.
Yeah. Yeah, and honestly, that shit went over my head so fast. Did you kind of understand his technique when they went into it?
Somewhat. So, like he splits 1 second into 24 frames. That's why he was asking how many frames are in animation. And he can break off into one of those 24 frames. Like, I guess it's like a trace of his next 24 actions in a way. That's how he seems to teleport. But if he doesn't define what he wants to do in that 1 second, or when that 24 frames ends, he gets frozen for a second. But he can also apply it to other people when he touches him. That's why when he was battling the new curse, it was like freezing just barely, but he was actually able to hit it, and like looked like he was teleporting, but he really wasn't. But the details of this, not too great on him. And like, yeah, like it says here's like, yeah, some of his risks include he has to stay committed to his actions because like I think, as he keeps moving, using it over and over, he's using a lot of brain power and it can freeze him as well. And it actually says during the episode he's the fastest sorcerer besides Gojo.
Yeah. This is wild. So
Yes. So he's preying on Gojo's downfall and Satoru's, yeah.
and another thing that I didn't really understand about his technique is the when the curse froze, um they kind of sometimes they compressed it into like a window top looking deal, and I didn't understand how they got that way. Did
That's
you?
like the frames.
Oh,
That's one of the 24 frames.
oh,
Yeah.
so that like it compresses them into like flat surface, I
Yeah,
guess.
like I don't think it's like completely flat. Like there's some depth to it, but yeah, it puts you in like a little frame box.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah, and then
I didn't understand that at first. I thought it was like freezing them into a mirror or something. I don't know. Until they actually explained it a little bit. So, but he basically gets the cursed monster down with his attacking and stuff, and goes to finish him off with the with a final hit. And what do you know? This cursed monster hits him with a domain expansion, Horizon of the Captivating Skanda, and they go to his domain, which is beach and palm trees. Hell
yeah,
of
they
a
were they,
domain.
they went to Miami. It
Yeah.
was lit.
Miami, Hawaii. Damn, that's a good domain to be in, bro.
Nah, I'd be chilling in that shit. I wouldn't even be
Yeah.
fighting with these people. Um, yeah, it was I was honestly beautiful. It was
Yeah.
beautiful. But he starts hitting with some like guaranteed hits, and I think that's like the ability inside of his domain is the guaranteed hit with his Shikigami. Um, Flying fish that kind of don't exist until they actually hit. And Naruto uses secret art falling blossom emotion, which is an anti-domain technique, like kind of like a simple domain, I believe.
Yeah.
JJK's is complicated. Um, and uses it to protect himself from some of the guaranteed hits. Nanami is not having a great time with this though. Um, our 70-20, 70-30 boy is kind of getting a little messed up by this.
Yep. And basically he's getting messed up by a death swarm. It's where it's an endless amount of these Shikigami come flying out of nowhere and just attacks them. And as we see drunk guy Naruto, he's able to like block a bunch of them, but Nanami is no bueno, like Bass said. And Maki is actually trying to help him fight them, but she starts to be overwhelmed as well. And then uh, the cursed monster decides to come up close and actually break drunk guy's like technique, anti-domain technique. That way he can start hitting him with what he's got. And so we're in bad shape now, and everything's down, looking bad. When all of a sudden, Megumi pops up out of the damn water, bro, and he's just, he's like, "Oh, I'm here, bro," and he throws, Maki her nunchucks, her special nunchucks,
Yes,
and
sir. It's like
it's
there's this special grade cursed object. And then Maki can finally start cooking a little bit. Because
just a
I don't know
little,
why I didn't know why she didn't bring them shits just to off rip. Like what the fuck are you doing? Gojo sealed. Like somebody pull up.
yeah,
Um but yeah, it like gives her like a fighting chance against this guy. Um but it's also she's not really cooking. She gets a couple hits in, but they're still in a very, very bad situation. Um Megami uh the curse things Megami is trying to overcome his domain. And what he's really actually trying to do is just create a hole. He's like, we don't need to be in here. This is a guaranteed hit area, and you're gonna die in here. So he kind of lets Nanami know of the plan, And while old Grandpops and Maki are still trying to go blow for blow, Nanami kind of says, "Hey, we gotta go. Here's the plan." And
Yeah.
just as they're like pulling up to Megami to like go through his like little hole he's made in this domain, oh my god. Oh my god. I just wasn't like really like we knew Toji was out and about, but like him pulling up and coming through that hole. What did you think about that, Tyler?
You know, it caught me off guard because that was a solid plan by Megumi, getting him out of there. And our boy, the curse, kind of realized that the last second, but he's like, "Oh shit, you're too late, bro." And they just start to jump in the hole or whatever, or go to jump in it, and there's arms shooting up, and we see the face for a brief second, and a black fitted T-shirt,
Of
and
course.
yeah, and we know what's up. It's our man Toji, and I was just like, I instantly, my jaw dropped. I was
It,
like, how? How are they gonna like
it's about to get
Nanami?
cracking.
Yeah, Nanami and them's like beat the shit up. Like Megumi's over here exhausted as hell trying to do what he's trying to do. Like who can fight him?
No,
While
nobody's got Toji.
yeah, I mean even while the curse user is like running towards them as we speak. Like how they getting out of this?
The only way is that Toji actually attacks the curse. I don't know because if Toji starts throwing hands with any of them, it's a fucking wrap. Like, dude is OP and he's fresh.
Wait a minute, Bass. What if what if Toji is actually here to help his son?
I can see that. But how would he know it's Megami?
He knows, man. He's got to know.
I
It's
was wondering why
Toji.
why he pulled up to this specific location. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, this makes sense, bro. Like,
But how would he
he
know?
comes in, takes care of the curse user, maybe gives some lip to Nanami and them, and then because he wants to talk to his son or whatever, or bullshit with his son, probably I don't know, do what Toji does, and then they can maybe get away, or something. I don't know.
Okay. What I'm gonna say is if Toji doesn't kill at least one person, this is fraudulent.
Nanami's dead, bro. I'm just telling you straight up.
You think he's gonna die?
I mean, man, drunk guy is the head of the Zenin clan. He lost an arm. He's not gonna kill his son right now. He's not gonna kill Maki. Nanami is a fan favorite, I believe, and everybody would be sad if they died. And that's the theme of the Shibuya arc: is people getting sealed or dying. Apparently, this whole season, there's been deaths left and right, bro. Like
Fine.
Nanami's
Fine.
dead, bro.
Dude, I don't want to see Nanami die.
He's dead. You might as well write it off. He's dead, bro.
All right, bro. See, you're gonna make me depressed near the end of the show. That's crazy.
But you don't have to stay depressed for too long because we're partying in One Piece, baby.
Let's
So
go. Let's go.
and if you ain't got nothing else for JJK, we'll get into it, bro.
Let's get after it.
Well,